Let me get rid of the news. All right, so this is 128, hacking mobile devices. And what we're mainly going to do is Android. We're going to talk about iPhones, but there is no way to get an iPhone emulator that's free and legal. So we can't really do hands-on projects on iPhones. At one time, I actually bought a bunch of old iPhones, but they were too old. The iPhones, but we're going to do Android hands-on, and we're going to talk about iPhones, which work very much the same. And so we're going to find out how the apps run on these, and the flaws caused by the apps is the main thing. So you'll be able to see the risks of using mobile devices, and in particular mobile apps, which are spectacularly bad, and that's what I'll talk about tonight. I presented a DEF CON talk I did a couple of years ago on the worst mobile apps I found. I audited hundreds of Android apps after I learned how to do it. It's fun, and I found that they're horrible. They're amazingly bad because the end user can't tell. So they make it look good, they don't make it actually good behind the scenes. So there's a textbook, the Mobile Application Hacker's Handbook, and we're going to cover several chapters out of that book. And all right, and so there's your grade in all my classes does not depend on attendance. It only depends on hands-on projects you turn in screenshots, and on quizzes and a final exam. So you do not need to physically come. This is technically a face-to-face class, which means I'm here on campus, and you can come physically if you want to, but you can also just tune in on Twitch, which is what most people prefer. So you connect down, as a lot of people have tonight, you connect on Twitch, that's fine. And if you don't even want to do that, you can just watch the YouTube videos later. Everything is being recorded, and there will be videos on the page. So you can do it any way you like. All right. And your grade just depends. There's a lot of extra credit projects too, by the way. That's an important thing to know. If you do poorly on the quizzes or you have hardware problems and you can't do one of the projects, you can just do another one. Notice there's ones here. Here's 40 points extra, 15 extra. Down here, there's more and more things with extra points. So the required points are what makes the total, of which you need like 90% for an A and 80% in a B. But you can easily get many points of extra credit and make up for anything else that goes wrong. And next week I'll have probably a whole extra credit thing on my website to talk about too. I've already got a couple though. Yeah?
This class is not a part of curriculum though, right? Like I couldn't find this class.
It's not a what?
When I was trying to add a class,
yeah.
I wasn't able to find it online. I had to add it through your website.
Well, okay, let me talk about this. Now, to add the class officially and get credit, you have to go to ccsf.edu and go through the registration process. However, I'm not using the City College Canvas server, which is perhaps what you're looking at. There's a Canvas server for most City College classes, and it's run very badly. It's down a lot, and it has a bunch of rules, and I don't have authority to change it, so I don't use it. I use my own Canvas server. So that you'll find, you go to my website, samsclass.info, you're going to need this. Not everything is in Canvas. This is probably what confuses a lot of students. Other teachers put everything in Canvas, but I've been using the web a lot longer than that, so I have my own website, my own system from before Canvas existed. So I only use Canvas a little bit. The main place you go is my website, samsclass.info. Then you go to 128 here, and then you'll find out on quizzes you have to enroll on my Canvas server, which is different than the City College server. And that's where you'll find places to turn in your projects and take quizzes and such. So that's probably what, and also discussions. There are weekly discussions which are worth points here too.
What's
And,
your,
yeah.
what you say?
samsclass.info. That's an important thing to know. Yeah. Good? Yeah. All right. And if you go to the City College Canvas, you'll find an announcement telling you this information too.
No, I'm just saying, like, if you go to REMS portal and you go to student portal, your classes and this class doesn't exist.
Yes, that's another problem. I'm glad you also brought it up. When you try to add a class, the registration system has never worked at City College, not in at least 10 years. It's very buggy. It's very difficult to add classes. Many students are unable to add classes for no good reason, and they have to learn from other students. So later on, after the lecture, let's talk about this. What happens is I have to have a student who's figured out how to do it this semester show the rest of us how to do it. Each semester, it's broken in a different way. And so when you try to add a class, you can't actually find it, but it is possible. There are like several different forms, and only some of them work and others don't work. So that's why I don't use the Canvas server or any other college resources if I can possibly avoid them, because they're all like that. They're poorly written and buggy and broken and down a lot, and I can do better by using other resources. Good? All right, so there's also discussions in this class, which are worth some points. Discussions and quizzes and hands-on projects. But all that matters is the total number of points. And there's a lot of ways to get extra credit. So There'll start being things due starting next week, although there won't be any late penalty until for a while after that, because some people might still be adding. But you should be turning in projects and taking quizzes, 2 quizzes by next week if you can do it, 1 and 6A. But anyway, if it takes longer than that for you to get started, that's all right too. All right, and all the lecture slides are here, and there will be videos of them too. So I think, and so for grading, it's 90% for an A, 80% for B, 60% for a C, and so on. And I think I even have a PDF about that. There you go. This is the obligatory PDF that describes the class and the textbook. You can get a free copy of the textbook online from the City College Library. There's information, I don't have it on this class, but I've got it on my other classes, and it might be in the Canvas. Let me take a look at that. If I go into my Canvas, actually I can probably do it here. If I go to view the course, yeah. I wonder if I have information. It doesn't look like I have information about the textbook here. I have to log in. So you were able to get the textbook through O'Reilly. Okay, then I'll have to move that information to this page. Somehow I don't have it in this class, but I have it in other classes like 126. I'll move this over. This is the information, how to get the textbook. You go here, if you go to O'Reilly, you get a free online copy of the textbook. So go to my 126 page if you want to do that now. Let me make a note. I'll have to add that to the 128 page. For some reason it's not there. 128, add textbook info. All right. There's always something. Anyway, good. All right. And I think that's enough introductory information. Let me stop this one.